order of business today is our Pledge of Allegiance and invocation by Commissioner King. Would you please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for another day that you've granted us on this earth and for keeping us safe as we go through the days and weeks ahead. Please grant this Commissioner's Court the wisdom to make great decisions for the citizens of Hale County and keep our armed service men and women safe as they protect us here at home. And please help us with the speedy recovery and take care of everyone with coronavirus. These and other blessings we pray in your son's name. Amen.
All right, our next item is to approve minutes for our regular meeting of May 11th, 2020, and our special meetings of May 8th, 2020, May 14th, 2020, and May 15th. Y'all had a chance to look over those minutes. Do I hear a motion that we would approve those minutes as written?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Cornell. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. Our next item on the agenda is the auditor.
I don't have anything on the agenda today.
Item on the agenda is the treasurer's office.
Good morning.
Morning.
I've got the financial report for the month ending April 30th. The monthly closing balance is $22,065,180.04. I hereby certify that this report is true and correct and request to be placed in the minutes. I would like to just point out Fund 85 on the second page. That's our employee benefit. And just to show you the fund balance as of April 30th.
What about the same?
It's good. It's good where we're at. Yes, sir. I'm gonna pass just my signature sheet forward if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a question, Kenny?
Yeah, it came up considerably.
Well, it's the deposit that we made after the last year that we put in there from previous year.
Well, that does look better.
Yeah, it does. I think I reported 600,000 last month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions on the financial statement? If not, do I hear a motion that we approve the financial statement that I have presented with the closing balance of $22,065,108.04?
I make that motion, Judge.
Motion made by Commissioner Martinez. Do I hear a second? Second by Commissioner King. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Okay, the next item I have is the affidavit, just stating that the court has received, reviewed, and approved the financial report, and I'll be placing that in the newspaper.
Okay, is there a motion that we receive this affidavit and allow the treasurer to post that in the newspaper?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Kelly. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cornell. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right.
Okay, Judge, I am asking the court to approve Allied Compliance to do our, to manage our CD CDL drivers, it's a process they have to go through TxDOT. And there's, because we randomly test our maintenance crew for drug testing, drug and alcohol. So I'm asking the court to allow us to hire Allen Compliance to do the testing at $195 for the year.
Okay. You've heard the request from the treasurer to allow Allied Compliance Services to do our clearinghouse management for our CDL test at a cost of $195 for the remainder of the year. Do I hear anyone putting that in the form of a motion?
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Martinez. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner King. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Judge, I do want to make a statement. You said for the end of the year, actually, it'll be to the whole year, so it'll be from.
Okay. We'll read that and sign the acknowledgement of understanding that. Do I hear a motion that we approve that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Hale. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Okay, Judge, and I'd like to
Can we
go
stop
back.
just 1 second? I'm sorry. We've lost connection completely. I'm sorry.
One of the hazards of doing business.
That's right. I'm having checks. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, we're back, so go ahead, say what you said again.
Okay, Judge, I'm going to ask the court to allow an amendment to item E in approving that $195 and to allow the county judge to sign that agreement.
Okay, we have a previous motion approving that $195 for a year. Would anyone make that amendment, also allow me to sign that agreement? Or whoever did that, was that?
I think I made that part.
It was Mario and.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Have a motion made by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Kelly. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Okay, next item we have is 9. I'm going to skip A and do that at the very end so that the parties here, if they want to leave, they can leave. Y'all have to stay, but anyway. This is to discuss, or item B is discuss the cleaning for COVID-19 and the cleaning of the Justice Center. Asked Sylvia to be here today. Wally was here Friday and spoke to us about some issues that he has at the Justice Center. I had asked Sylvia prior to that to be here to discuss possible additional part-time temporary help when we open the courthouse back, or some personnel to be here to clean during the day as we go along, because to comply with our office support administration standards. So Sylvia, if you would, I'll turn it over to you, and you can tell us what you want to tell us.
Thank you, Judge.
If you would, I'd just remind you to speak up.
Yes, I think I'm pretty loud anyway.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm Sylvia, and for the record, it's Duquette, Sylvia Duquette. And I'm gonna go ahead and discuss what Judge Moore wanted me to discuss as far as my employees. And I got this information from the hazard pay during COVID-19. And to do the additional cleaning, only when we do these meetings or grand jury or court hearings, that will be an additional, well, let me say, $13 an hour with what they're already making because of COVID. Also, Judge Moore wanted me to give him an estimate on cleaning supplies. I really can't give that now, only because everything that I've been ordering is on back order. So I would rather turn in receipts to Judge Moore and to Melinda or whoever needs them. And then that way that would be a more accurate estimate. So with that being said, and I do have that information, if y'all wanna look at it, I'll pass it. I didn't have time to make copies, so I'll pass that over, and the things that are highlighted as far as COVID is on there. On Friday, as Judge Mull stated, Mr. Hatch was here to discuss some problems that I was not aware of. And I need to point those things out just so that y'all can be aware. I was blindsided by it. I thought everything was going well. Right now, I believe I do have a good crew. The only exception is Elma, who is no longer here due to her being an illegal alien. She was not documented, and I was not aware of that until I had to have my employees fill out forms according to my CPA. So, the first thing that I want to discuss is Mr. Hatch stated that he had spoken to me on many occasions concerning the cleaning at the Justice Center. That is incorrect. I spoke to him once, and that was concerning the trash can liners, and that was about a year ago. And as you know, when we renewed the contract, that was brought up because the cost of liners have gone up, and now we are having to use those for shredding, the shredders, which we did not use that before. And I'm talking about before I came into the picture. I don't know how things were done before, but now y'all are using a lot of shredding machines. So that was the only time I spoke to him, and the only time I knew there was a problem was when the judge called me twice in reference to some of the changes that I did want to make when COVID first started. You know, managing this business has been difficult, as I stated Friday, because it's affecting me as well. I've had some businesses, churches, restaurants that have suspended our services. So that has put us in a bind as well, but you know, I'm trying to do what I can to work with everyone here. So after speaking to Judge Mull, I kept my employee on. Not that I was firing her, I was just suspending her as well, while Elma did the additional cleaning, including us as well. So, and then Friday, when Judge Mull called me again to be here because Mr. Hatch had issues. And that was the only time. Other than that, I have never spoken to him. I've always gone around and asked, is everything okay? You know, and I've said that Friday. So that's the only time. The second thing I want to bring up, and keep in mind, this was before I took over the business. And this was in reference to the bathroom being cleaned with a rag and then being cleaned outside the countertops as well. Whether that is true or not, I have no idea, but, speaking to the employee at that time, she was pretty shocked that we even asked her that because she knew better. And she stated, no, that's my word against, whoever saw her. But she has been moved since, because, I took it as they weren't happy with her as well. So I moved her somewhere else. Since then, I'll say since I've taken over the business, and not so much because of that, because that's something that has not rested since I've taken over. So since then, and since I've taken over, I've made a lot of changes, and one of the changes that I have made is I have been labeling bathroom supplies, including the cleaning rags, dust rags with furniture polish, fountains, they have their own scrubs with their own cleaning supplies, and etc. I mean, I've done a lot of that. So that's been, I think it's been resolved because I am looking at all those little things that were discussed before I came into the picture. So that's one change I have implemented. The next thing, he brought up Mike Whistle, my new employee, and I believe he is working now. Mike replaced Alma, who quit 7 days ago without notice, and now it's been maybe 9-10 days since she quit. He does have janitorial experience. He worked for Sunshine Cleaning Service for 10 years. His wife works at Happy State Bank. So far, like I said, he seems to be doing a good job. Now, when I first put this job out, when Alma quit, I've had applicants that have come in to fill out the forms, and I would not consider them. Their work history and just their appearance, you know, not trying to be judgmental, but just looking at their work history, and they just wouldn't qualify for what I want. Mike is OCD, and he made that very clear. He is a stay-at-home mom, because he has, I think he said 8 kids. So anyway, and he really seems to be doing well. Friday when I questioned him, he was like, well, that was the only thing I said, what Wally Hatch said, and he just doesn't want people to think bad of him. We need to give him that chance and opportunity to see what he can do for us. I did also speak with Maria, and we did do a walkthrough in Wally's office. And I have to tell you, looking at the floors and the countertops, everything looked clean. I mean, I can't complain because she even said it looks clean. You can see the glare where it looks shiny. So, I mean, I think Mike is doing a good job. Also, I did talk to her about cleaning Mr. Hatch's office and Carla's office, and she does not want to move. She wants to stay where she's at. She's happy where she's at. And one thing she did state is that she will do the additional cleaning that we need to do for the court hearings, meetings, and grand juries. That she did state that she will do. And she does clean Judge Hupel's office and Judge Zerpoldi's office. And Dana's the one that is happy with her. So, speaking to the judge, he wants me to keep her there and not move her. So, the changes that I am planning to implement, I have Amy who is working here in the morning. I am gonna move her over there. She still needs training, and she will be getting that as well, but she will also be working with Maria to see how she cleans. And she will be cleaning Wally's office and Carla's office. And then Mike, I am planning to move him over here in the evening, since they don't want no one working over there at night. I'm gonna move her over there so everything can be cleaned during the day. And I'm still trying to figure out the schedule because like I come in the morning and then I come in the evening, and I try not to vacuum so I won't interrupt the offices while they're working, or if they may be on the phone, so I can do the sweeping and the mopping and vacuuming outside the halls and stuff like that, so, I'm still trying to figure that out. And I just, I hated losing Elma, but, it is what it is, and like I said, she quit without notice, and that was pretty upsetting, because there I am trying to scramble, trying to find a new employee, but like I said, hopefully Mike will work out. Another thing that I was implementing, I am gonna implement, is I am planning to get my employees certified. I'm getting some videos, and I am getting some exams for them to take, so that they can be certified as janitorial services. And this was done way before Wally came here, because I think I mentioned to Carla once that I've been looking at videos because I want to make sure the job is being done correctly. I want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, especially during COVID. It's pretty scary. So far I have done everything. The one thing that I did mention to Carla was that I have a drink on my cart, and I really shouldn't have a drink on my cart. So that's going to change too. Let's see. I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, one thing that I would like to add is, and it doesn't matter, it can be Judge Moore or it can be one of y'all, I would like to add, at least on a monthly basis or quarterly, if we can just do a walkthrough, one of the buildings, y'all pick, and we can do a walkthrough, and that way you can see for yourselves if it's being cleaned or not. I would really like to add that, because right now everything is hearsay. She's not doing this, she's not doing that, and that way y'all can see for yourselves that the job is getting done. And that's all I have. I just felt like I wasn't prepared Friday. I didn't have a defense. And like I said, I feel since I've taken over, things have improved tremendously. And I've only had this contract, like I said, I don't know when I started or when I took over, but it took a lot of work to get it to where it's at now, but I had to stop to do additional cleaning because of the COVID virus. And that's all I have to say. If you have questions for me, please feel free to ask. If you want to see I failed to bring that, but where I'm going to be doing classes for my employees. And I don't have that many, but I'm still going to do it because I just feel like it needs to be done because of the way things were before. And I've had one employee tell me, well, this is the way it was done. And I might come back to that is, you need to forget what was done before. This is me, this is how it's gonna be done now. So, and I am pretty stern with my employees because I don't want things to be done halfway. I want it done correctly. And if they don't like that, then they have no business working for me because that's just the way things will be from here on in, so. And that's all I have.
Anyone have any questions of Sylvia? Okay. Would anyone like to volunteer to do maybe the quarterly walkthrough with her, or do we want to rotate that around?
I would. I would be willing to do that.
Okay, thank you. And I'd say maybe in the next couple of months, we might do it monthly, and then after that, it's go to the system.
Judge, I'd just like to say that, Sylvia mentioned she's kind of blindsided by this. I think we all were. This was the first I'd heard anything of it. And, in the time I've been here, I have seen a big improvement since Sylvia started overseeing this. And I think it's a big job, and I believe that whoever does it, you're gonna have issues from time to time. But in my experience, whenever I have had any issues or questions, and I've asked her, she'll do everything she can to address it, and I feel like she's done a good job.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'll help if you need somebody to do it.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for being being here.
Thank you.
As far as the $13 an hour for the additional help, that's gonna be tough to put up. I'm glad we got a dollar figure anyway. It's going to be tough to determine the actual expense because we don't know what the needs of the court will be until we start scheduling hearings and things, so. But I guess if y'all would make a motion that when we do begin that you would authorize us to pay the additional $13 per hour and maybe come back to you at a later time with the expense of the cleaning supplies that we're needing. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Judge. When you said when we do start, when do we plan to start? June 8th?
Well, June 8th was when we were gonna review, whether to, how to open the courthouse back. Actually, the OCA says June 1st. However, I have been in contact with Judge Hugel and Judge Sopoli, and they still want us to do as many things as we can by Zoom or remote location. I mean, without having to come to face, and so we'll continue to do that. But once we open the courthouse back up, and that's something we need to talk about as far as are we going to continue that and proceed on June 8th to do that, or my recommendation would be let's review that as a Jim. Okay. I would say, since we put that June 8th date out there, I would say, let's just look at it on June 8th and review and see where we're at. Lots of things are, I guess, supposed to occur on May 31st or after May 31st, so I guess we'll take our lead by what the governor announces as of June 1st, so.
I would think that the judges, and probably also, and probably I can tell you for me, and I'm gonna speak for Latrice, we don't really want to be open to the public till the screens are in.
Yeah.
And like the judges are the same way, they have to have those screens in front of them. And they've gotten people, but they haven't gotten in yet.
Hopefully by June 8th, we'll have a better grasp on where that is at and maybe look at it.
Yeah, just trying to get a window of
Yes.
how much time we have to get to that point.
Yeah. Like I said, I guess it's so fluid that we really don't know exact times and dates, but I would recommend that we just continue as we are until June 8th, our next meeting. And that's when we did the last declaration, that's when we said a review of it. And so I would say let's just continue that until June 8th. And hopefully we'll have some of those safety glasses and stuff that will be in place by then.
Judge, if I might add something else on the cleaning contract, janitorial services contract. Probably for the extra COVID type cleaning, we need to do an addendum to the contract, because I think that's kind of above and beyond what that probably contemplates, and if we're, changing additional pay and stuff, so.
Okay.
We can certainly have that something ready by June 8th.
Okay.
I'll look at, so.
All right, then let's not, if you don't have any other questions, Sylvia, let's just table this issue. Jim can draw that addendum up to the current contract, and then we can discuss that on June 8th. Is that all right? All right. Thank you, Sylvia. for
Thank
being here.
Did you want me to, did y'all want to keep that form that I gave you, and I can make copies if y'all want?
Why don't you get that form and take it to Rocio and have them make copies for them and put in their boxes?
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome, thank you.
All right, our next item is the grant, CTIF grant on the road grant from TxDOT. Mario has completed the application and sent the documentation. Well, I'll say Mario, the commissioners have completed those forms and sent that all to Bob Bass. The only thing remaining to be sent to Bob Bass is my letter and my signature on the application. And so this morning, I'm looking for a motion to allow me to proceed with the grant, and with proceeding on the grant, that you authorize me to sign those documents before we adopt that. Motion made by Commissioner Kelly, second by Commissioner King. All right, any discussion? All right, as soon as the meeting is over, I have signed those documents, Rocio has them. She'll scan them and email them to all that. So, any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right. And item D is really just for information, just to let you know that, okay, all right. All right, excuse me. Item D is just information saying that we're in the progress of buying protective equipment for the county. I have made purchases for thermometers, for masks, for hand sanitizer, dispensers for hand sanitizer, part of the plexiglass in addition to the one we approved for Latrice and Carl. Judge Hugel has one on this court agenda from best window tinting not to exceed $1,500. And I guess we do need a motion on that this morning. I will contact some people to look at my office, and I haven't heard from Judge Serpoli, but we'll have something from her also. And so, just so you'll know when you're signing the bills, that I'm in the process of doing that kind of stuff. So, and that is, I am currently working on a grant through SPAG for COVID-19 that would help us reimburse for those expenses. And so, but we'll have to front the expenses up front until we see if we're going to get the grant. So, do I hear a motion that we allow Judge Hugel to purchase that plexiglass? And let's give him a little more of a cushion. No more than $1,800 from Best Window here in Plainview.
I make that motion, Judge.
All right, have a motion by Judge Martinez. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
I'm sorry. Commissioner Martinez, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Hill. Any discussion?
Just have a question. Does he know where he's going to purchase that from?
That's,
This, I mean, from the budget.
oh, no, I didn't discuss that.
Okay. So do you want me to, maybe something where, because I'll have to, I mean, I've got
Building and grant.
to check where we're going to pay for that from. I mean,
We
I don't know
have-
if, I'm thinking he probably doesn't have it in his budget, so it's gonna have to come out of, somewhere else. So Fund 11 or,
I paid for mine out of permanent improvements.
right, Fund 11.
Okay.
So if that's what you want to do, or do you want me to look to see, where we're gonna pay for that from
His is gonna
at this
be
time?
installed, so I would think it'd be a permanent improvement.
So from Fund 11, then? Okay. So if you wanna include that.
All right, and who made the motion? Okay, Judge. Commissioner Martinez. Judge, you want to include that here? And the second? King? All right. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. The next item, I'll come back and read the declaration here, you know, that they would have a chance to make a run for it, so. Thank you, Russ.
Thank you. He may want to read it for you.
My first item this morning is I had to purchase an air conditioner for Middle West 8, which is one of the big air conditioners on top of the building for the jail. Bennett Heating and Air for a total cost of $6,570, and that is turnkey for the crane and everything, heated up on the building and everything.
All right, have a request to purchase, or pay for an air conditioning purchase from Bennett Heating and Air, in the amount of $6,570 for the law enforcement center. Do I hear a motion to approve that?
Judge. And I'm assuming you want to pay for that out of Title 11
Please.
as well, so that needs to be included in the motion.
And this purchase will come out of Fund 11.
Also move.
Motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Martinez. Any discussion? Did they already put that in, Dave, or? Okay. All right. Then, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed? Next, or go ahead, Dave.
My next item is, it's time for our food bids again, and I am asking the courts to grant a discretionary exemption, which would allow us to bypass posting it in the newspapers for so long and go in that direction. We would send out bid packets to at least 3 food groups so they can bid on it. It's just gonna, due to COVID and everything, it's just gonna speed up the process and help us out to get on track. And it's order granting discretionary exemption from the County Purchasing Act, and the county judge will need to sign it.
All right, I've got an order here. I'll go ahead and read it. It says, whereas the Hale County Sheriff has the responsibility, to feed the inmates incarcerated in the Hale County Jail, and whereas feeding the jail inmates requires the purchase of food items, and the cost to purchase those food items for the year beginning July 15, 2020 will exceed $50,000. And whereas the County Purchasing Act allows the Hale County Commissioners Court to exempt the purchase of food items from the competitive bid requirement of the Act, providing that the county observes certain procedures. And whereas the Commissioners Court believes that exempting the purchase of food items from competitive bid requirements of the Act will not harm the county in any way. And whereas the Commissioners Court finds the terms of this order sufficient to protect the county's fiscal interest, it is therefore ordered that the Hale County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes and grants the exemption provided in section 262.024, subsection A and 8 of the Texas Local Government Code to the Hale County Sheriff for the purchase of food items to feed inmates at the jail. It is further ordered that because of this discretionary exemption, the Hale County Sheriff need not observe the competitive bidding requirements of the County Purchasing Act, specifically section 262.023 of the Texas Government Code when he purchases the food items. It is further ordered that pursuant to section 262.024D of the Texas Local Government Code, the sheriff or his designee ask for written quotations for the food and the cost of the said food items for the beginning year, July 15, 2020, from at least 3 providers of those items, and he shall report those quotations to the Commissioners Court on or before June 22nd, at which time the court will award a food purchase contract to the lowest and best bid to be effective beginning June 15, 2020, until July 14, 2020. Signed on this thing. So do I hear a motion that we allow the sheriff to have this discretionary exemption?
I make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Cornell. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Martinez. Any questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank y'all.
David, you got you're ready?
I didn't get it on there, Judge. I'll get it next week or next.
No, actually, it's on here, Dave.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I took my sheet out or not, Judge. I did. We purchased 20 radios from Max's two-way radio here in Plainview for the jail staff to use in the jail. I would like to use funds out of the commissary account to pay for these. The approximate cost is about $6,500 for the 20 radios and chargers.
Okay, you've heard would this be a request or just notice?
Just a notice since we're using commissary funds.
Okay, you've heard the notice from the sheriff that he did purchase from Max two-way radio here, 20 radios and chargers for the use in the jail at a total expense of $6,500. Do I hear a motion that we receive this notice from the sheriff?
Also,
Motion made by, motion made by Commissioner King. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Martinez. Now, I guess I left out, these were purchased from the commissary fund, at which the sheriff has discretion on the use of those funds. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, Commissioner Precinct 1.
Ms. Martinez texted me this morning and she was running behind, so she asked if we could put them on for the next agenda, so that's what we're doing.
Okay, so we'll table that. David, I'm gonna call you back up one more time. You did have a contractual training agreement with TCO?
I'm sorry, Judge, yes.
Yeah, that's no
It
problem.
is with our TCO account where we provide an academy for peace officers and we can do the training for the jail staff. It's accredited through, they get their jail license or their peace officer license. It is $1,000 to renew this contract with TCO, so they recognize us as a training facility.
And that would come from your training fund?
Yes.
All right. Heard the request to enter in a contract with TCO. I would assume I have to sign the contract and get it in the expense of $1,000. This will allow the sheriff's office to continue to run an academy so that they can do their training in-house. So do I hear a motion that we approve this request?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Cornell. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Martinez. Any discussion or?
Is that a yearly contract?
2 for 2 years. Yes, sir. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right.
Thank you.
All right, now to go back up to my item A, have a new resolution.
Dave, read louder.
Okay.
You just saw.
No pressure.
Let's focus in.
Okay, resolution number R20-0526. A resolution of the Commissioners Court of Hale County, Texas, adopting Governor's Executive Order GA 23, expanding reopening of business and public activities pursuant to the Texas Government Code 418.108, extending the declaration of local disaster to June 8, 2020, providing a penalty for violation of the declaration of a fine up to $1,000. Whereas a novel coronavirus, known as COVID-19, has been recognized globally as a contagious respiratory virus, and whereas COVID-19 continues to spread and to pose an increasing imminent threat to the disaster throughout Hale County, Texas and beyond, and whereas on March 19, 2020, pursuant to the authority provided by him by the Texas Government Code 418.108, the county judge of Hale County issued a declaration of local disaster, placing certain restrictions and procedures in place to protect and preserve the public health, safety, and welfare, and consistent with the national and state declarations of emergency that were renewed and extended by the Commissioners Court through resolution number R20-0526. 0323 on March 23rd, 2020, and Resolution R20-0413 on April 13th, 2020, and Resolution number R20-0511 on May 11, 2020. And whereas on May 5th, 2020, the Governor of the State of Texas issued Executive Order GA-21 effective until 11:59 p.m. on May 19th, superseding Executive Order 18, incorporating the terms of the Executive Order GA-18, expanding the reopening of certain businesses and services, and clarifying terms used and conditions used in portions of the Executive Order GA-18. Whereas the Commissioners Court of Hale County, in response to the issuance of Executive Order 21 and the continued spread of COVID-19, found it necessary to continue the extension of the declaration of local disaster and adopt certain measures reopening retail business under certain terms and conditions approved via Resolution R20-0511 on May 11, 2020, to help further contain COVID-19 and prevent its spread throughout the city of Plainview. And whereas on May 7, 2020, the Governor of the State of Texas issued Executive Order GA-22, eliminating confinement in jail as a punishment for violating the declaration of local disaster. And whereas on May 12, 2020, the Governor of the State of Texas renewed his statewide disaster proclamation for another 30 days, certifying that COVID-19 poses an imminent threat of disaster for all counties in the state of Texas. And whereas the declaration of local disaster extended in Resolution R20-0511 is set to expire at 11:59 p.m. on June 8, 2020. And whereas on May 18, 2020, the Governor of the State of Texas issued Executive Order 23, effective until 11:59 p.m. on June 3, 2020, and superseding Executive Order GA-21, expanding the reopening of businesses and services throughout most of Texas. And whereas due to the issuance of Executive Order GA-23 and pursuant to the Texas Government Code 418-108, the Commissioners Court believes it is in the best interest of the Hale County and its citizens, in order to protect and preserve the public health, safety, and welfare, that additional measures must be taken to contain COVID-19 and prevent its spread throughout Hale County, and to affirm and incorporate Resolution R20-0511 into this resolution. Continue the extension of the declaration of local disaster and adopt the measures outlined herein. Now therefore, the Commissioners Court of Hale County hereby resolves, declares, and orders: 1, that the recitals outlined above are found to be true and correct and are incorporated as if fully set forth herein. 2, that all terms and conditions of the Governor's Executive Order GA-23 is hereby adopted by reference and is incorporated herein as well as set forth fully herein. Additionally, the guidelines and recommendations provided by the Governor in conjunction with the issuing Order GA-23 are also adopted to the extent it does not conflict with this resolution, and all business, religious institutions, and citizens are encouraged to follow and review said guidelines. A copy of the Executive Order GA-23 is attached here to incorporated herein as set forth fully herein. 3, to the extent it does not directly conflict with the Executive Order GA-23 or other specific terms and conditions of this resolution, Resolution number R20-477 is hereby reaffirmed and extended. In the event of conflict between this resolution and Resolution 20-0511, the terms and conditions of the resolution shall control. 4, that all other terms and conditions of the county judge's declaration of local disaster initially signed and executed by the county judge on March 19, 2020, renewed and extended by the Commissioners Court through resolution R20-0323 on March 23rd, 2020. Resolution number R200413 on April 13th, 2020. And resolution R20-0511 on May 11th, 2020 remains in full force and effect and continue to the extent it does not directly conflict with this resolution. 5, that pursuant to 418-108C of the Texas Government Code, this order shall be given prompt and general publicity and shall be filed promptly with the county clerk of Hale County. 6, that pursuant to 418.173 of the Texas Government Code, any person who knowingly or intentionally violates the resolution in order commits an offense punishable of a fine up to $1,000. 7, and this resolution and order shall go into effect immediately upon passage and continue until 11:59 p.m. Monday, June 8, 2020, unless renewed, extended, amended, or canceled by the county judge or commissioner's court. 8, that this resolution and order authorizes the county judge pursuant to the applicable provisions of the Texas Government Code, Chapter 418, on behalf of Hale County, Texas, to take any action necessary to promote health and suppress the virus, enforcing applicable orders issued by the Hale County judge, the governor of the state of Texas, or the Texas Department of State Health Services related to suppressing the COVID-19 virus and ensuring compliance for those who do not comply with the county's rules and directives. 9, that to the extent permitted by law, any local ordinance or administrative rule prescribing the procedures for conduct of county business, or any local ordinance or administrative rule that would in any way prevent, hinder, or delay necessary action in coping with this disaster, including any local ordinance or administrative rule regarding contracting or procurement, which would impede the county's emergency response necessary to cope with this declared disaster, and hereby suspended, but only for the duration of this local disaster and only for that limited purpose. 10, that to the extent this order conflicts with the governor's order GA-23 regarding the regulation of essential business and services, executive order GA-23 controls, and the county judge may comport or amend this order and any subsequent order to be consistent with the executive order GA-23. 11, that the county judge is authorized to use all available resources of Hale County reasonably necessary to comply with this resolution. Approved by the Hale County Commissioners Court at its regular meeting date, on the 26th day of May, 2020. Do I hear a motion that we approve this resolution? And I show it to be 9:56 a.m. Thank you.
Joe,
And
can